All right, Darren, you're going to hear on behalf of the NCAA following Game 6 of the 2022 NCAA Division III Baseball Championships here from Cedar Rapids, Iowa, joined by four members of the Salisbury University Sea Gulls. After a 7-5 victory in 11 innings over Marietta College, Luke Weddell, head coach Troy Brohawn, Kavi Caster, and Brock Hilligoss, thank you for joining us. And Coach, why don't you just start us off with some opening thoughts about that game?
I mean, what a game. I mean, what an evenly matched game. I think from the fifth on, it was very stressful at the plate. Pitching, every pitch mattered. Every base running, great base running and bad base running mattered. I told our guys when we just went down in the locker room that, the resiliency of these guys that they continue to show, when we went down 4-0, that there are a lot of teams that would have folded right there and it could have got a hell of a lot worse. These guys dug in, Benji settled down. I can't say enough about what Brandon Epstein and Brock Hilligoss did out of the bullpen, putting up zeros and allowing us to chip away to get back in it, number one, and then holding them there for us to scratch a couple across in the 11th. So those guys did a phenomenal job.
Coach, zeros against Marietta too. Obviously, that's a pretty big deal. Tell us a little bit more about, what Epstein did, what Hilligoss did specifically.
Yeah, I mean, they just they pound the strike zone. They execute the pitches that we talk about pitching with our staff that you have to own two and have a third one to complement. Excuse me. Today they owned both of their pitches and both of them had a third one that complemented, and they were all around the zone. I didn't take a look at the walks, but both of them had one walk in 7 innings. So they weren't allowing the free pass. And I think with great hitting teams, not that they can't hit and score some runs, but a lot of times it comes down to, is there a base on ball in front? Is there a hit batter in front? Is there an error in front? And then they start putting a few hits together. That didn't happen today, and I think it benefited us.
Luke, just looking at the beginning, the first time you went, the starter for Marietta went through the lineup. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 strikeouts. Could you tell me what the pitcher was doing to sit there and keep you guys off balance at the beginning?
I think he was getting ahead and then throwing his curveball. He had a pretty good curveball. But I was lucky enough to see 2 balls, and then I got a fastball down the middle and tried to take advantage of that.
So once you went through the lineup, all of a sudden the game just sort of changed. All of a sudden you were getting on base and the strikeouts went away. What kind of adjustments did you have to make?
Usually it takes, our lineup just one way through until we get comfortable with the pitcher. But I think we just started being more aggressive at his fastball, and good things happened.
I think the first time around the lineup, we were taking some fastballs and getting in pitcher's counts and then allowing him to throw his best pitch, but looked like it was his breaking ball, instead of attacking the fastball early. He wasn't overpowering by any means. He threw strikes, but his bread and butter was his breaking ball, and we were allowing him to get in his counts and allowing him to spin it when he wanted to spin it instead of taking that away from him early.
And Coach, is that something that someone has to say, or is that something that
I pulled them together in the second or third inning, and it wasn't anything. I'm not a big rah-rah guy. These guys will tell you I'm very cerebral. I just tell these guys that we're playing very tight right now. Let's attack him, not let him attack us. And again, it doesn't mean you're going to have success, but it changes your mentality a little bit when you step in the box.
Kavi, you had a much different day today at the plate than you did yesterday. Was there anything that you did to sit there and to make an adjustment?
It was just about swinging at better pitches and just getting deeper into counts so I could pick out one that I'd like and not have him throw his best pitch when he needed to. So I just wanted to see a couple more pitches today.
When they even allowed you to see pitches.
Yeah.
And I talk to him all the time. I know he gets very disappointed sometimes when they intentionally walk him, but with the base open, I just told him here in the hallway, I said, it's the right thing to do. If I'm on the other side, I'm not letting Kavi Caster beat me. Yeah. Now, on the flip side of that, Stevie Rice is extremely capable right behind him. He loves those moments. He's performed in those moments. So absolutely, was it the right move on the other side? In my opinion, I would have done the same exact thing.
Well, and so then in the extras, they walk him with first base and second base open. and you guys make something happen to the base paths because of it too.
Yeah, I mean, that was a weird situation. They pulled the first baseman off. We told him to take off with him getting the extra steps. I mean, nobody's going to throw him out. I was extremely surprised that they threw through.
Yeah.
What I thought was going to happen was they were going to let him steal second. They were going to put Stephen Rice on first, set up the force all the way around, and pitch to Sky Rayhill. But that didn't how it worked out.
Kavi, your defense certainly has been on performance. You had a spectacular day yesterday, still another solid day today. Tell us about the defense and how much you take pride in it.
I take a lot of pride in it. I like to be known as a two-way player as well. So it's just, I like doing what I can out in the field as well. It's hard in the outfield to stay focused every pitch, but I've done a really nice job of making sure I'm ready no matter what happens out there. So.
Ready and like aggressive too. I think I would ask about like in the super regionals, right? There was a play maybe you weren't so aggressive on, and then I think maybe you DH the next game, that sort of thing. What'd you do over the week between then and now?
I just wanted to be more focused on my first step because that's the most important thing. And coming in here, I really wanted to catch anything I could. I feel like I've done a good job of that so far. I want to keep it going.
And Brock, you come in a tie game. Just talk about your performance and what you're doing to keep the hitters off balance.
I knew if I could just come in and fill it up and try to shut those guys down for a few innings, and eventually our team's offense would come around. I mean, it always seems to. That's pretty much my
if you look at Brock, and I don't know if he likes it or doesn't like it, but if you look at his appearances, there are a handful of them where he only comes in with like the bases loaded or second and third. I mean, he comes into some precious situations. Number one, because he can handle it. Number two, he's got ice water in his veins, and number three, he fills it up. He fills it up with 3 different pitches. So there's always a lot of confidence when Brock enters the game.
Coach, you haven't. You've now won 7 straight games in the College World Series. It ties Montclair State for their longest stretch of consecutive wins. What do you do to prepare your team tomorrow to sit there and for whoever they have to play?
Yeah, I just told him in the locker room, I said, as far as the pitching staff is concerned, everybody's on deck. It's going to take the entire staff to get us through this, not only through tomorrow, but if we're fortunate enough to advance, get us through, to the next series. But game 1 tomorrow, whoever we play, whenever we play, it's going to take an entire staff, and we're not afraid to use anybody on the roster. That's why they're here. They've been put in these situations pretty much the entire season. And then we talked about the guys on the bench. Trent Saunders came in, and usually he's a bunt guy for us or a left-handed stick off the bench. He came in and played defense at the end. Ben Anderson had a big knock in game 1. He came in and got a pinch hit. We talk about when your number's called, seizing that opportunity and being ready. And everybody in the dugout there in the later innings, all of them had a bat, waiting for their number to be called. And to me, that's what it's all about, just being prepared. If you're prepared when your number's called, I can live with the results.
Coach, you're quite confident in your bullpen, as you should be. Did that confidence in Brendan and Brock play into the idea of taking Benji Thalheimer out after 53 pitches?
Yeah, I think he had been through the lineup a couple times already. I didn't think he had his best stuff today. I thought he, especially in the one inning, I think he gave up 2 or 3 0-2 hits or 1-2 hits, which really irritates me. But the 0-2, 1-2 is just about focusing and locking in and executing a pitch. But I thought he settled down, and we were getting ready to roll through the lineup again. I think we had just tied it. He gave up a leadoff single, and I just wanted to change momentum. That's the only reason I had faith in Benji. He could have stayed out there. If it was a regular season game, he probably stays. But I wanted to change momentum right there.
And Luke, you had the double in the 11th and scored the go-ahead run. And this is 2 years in a row now. You've come up big in key moments at Division III championship. You were on the alternate team last year. This year, a really good game against Marietta. What is it about those big moments that just allows you to stay calm in the box?
I think it's just more fun because these are more competitive games, and my teammates they're all behind me and getting excited. So it's a team effort all the way around, and I was just trying to keep my hands inside and go the other way, especially against that pitcher. And I got some good tips from other players in our lineup, and that helped me succeed.
And then you hit the ground running off that soft line drive from Cam Hyder against a right fielder who had already thrown out one of your teammates on the base paths the last inning before.
Yeah, honestly, if I didn't know how close the second baseman was, but right when Cam hit it, I just took off, so I kind of got lucky there. Didn't get thrown out. So.
Any other questions for the Sea Gulls? No. Okay, well, congratulations to you four. You've now advanced to game 11, which is slated for a 4:30 start time tomorrow, in which you'll be taking on the winner of Marietta and University of Wisconsin Stevens Point. But until then, rest up to you, Luke, Kavi, Brock, and Coach Brohawn. Thanks for joining us, and we wish you guys nothing but the best of luck going forward.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, guys.